Temple Etz Chaim. Oh my gosh, look at their swords.
Come here, get the kids doing that. There'll be others doing it. This is great stuff. He's gonna really have something special.
Oh yeah,
So that's a little. What the children are doing here is they're holding the lulav, it's the palm branch, along with the willow and the myrtle and the etrog, which is a citron. There's the four species of sukkah. And you hold them together and you make the blessing and then you shake it, you wave it in the different directions that you're seeing the children do here. And that's a big part of one of the special observances of sukkah. I'll tell you later about it. Everybody wave. Everybody here? What do you think? Is that something? Has anybody not shaken the lulav yet? If you have, come on up. Who hasn't shaken the lulav and etrog yet? Okay, this is the last one. I'm Rabbi Richard Spiegel. I'm the rabbi of Temple Etz Chaim, this temple where we're together today. It's a conservative temple, conservative congregation in Judaism, which is the middle group. Orthodox is the most fundamentalist, the most rigid from the past. Reform movement is the one that wants to reform Judaism to change the most. The middle group that believes in tradition and change, that's the conservative movement. We are a conservative congregation of approximately 500 family members. We have a religious school that meets Sunday morning and weekday afternoons. That is over 300 children, maybe about 350 children. Wow. We have a preschool that comes during the week, during the day. That's about 85 students. And a youth program, an adult program, all kinds of things as well. And of course, services every Friday night and Saturday morning. That's our Sabbath, as well as some weekday services, Sunday morning and Monday and Wednesday evenings.
Oh, you do Sundays?
Sunday morning, because in Judaism, you're supposed to have services every day. So our Sunday is not our big day. It's not like a church. Our big day is Friday night and Saturday. But we have a Sunday morning minyan. The men put on the phylacteries to fill in. Okay, and we have a service. It's a short service then.
Oh, I did not think that you met at all on Sundays.
Yeah, no. We have in our religious school meets big numbers because Sunday is off. There's no public school, so it's a good opportunity for schools for us to meet.
Oh, okay.
But it's not our Sabbath day, so it's not our big service day of the week, but we do have a short service.
So for like other religions, Sunday's their big day.
Right.
Is that your Saturday?
Yes, Saturday is our big day.
So you're
Friday night and Saturday morning, because it starts Friday night and goes to Saturday night. The Jewish day begins the night before. In the story
Okay.
of creation that we read this week, it says it was evening and it was morning day 1, it was evening and morning day 2, and so on. And so we are reading, and so we're starting our Sabbath is Friday night to sundown Saturday night.
Do you have like limitations for Saturday that you're not supposed to do anything?
Yes, so it depends how observant you are by the law. The Orthodox are not doing any work on the Sabbath. By work, I mean they're not creating any fire, they're not driving a car, they're not turning lights on, etc. I mean, lights can be left on, but they're not turning them on.
Really?
Yes. The conservative movement allows more things, but we're still not supposed to be doing work. Some of my people do, because they don't observe everything, but we don't go shopping at the mall, we don't go to work, things like that. The Reform movement allows more to be done.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be a day of rest. We like to say it's a joking thing now. You know, in the world, everybody says today 24/7. That's the term, right?
Yeah.
Because with computers, everything's going all the time 24/7. And we say in Judaism we're 24/6.
Oh.
6 days a week.
Yeah, one day you're, 6 days God created the world, and on the 7th day he rested, right? So we're supposed to rest. 6 days you work, 7th day you rest.
Yeah, we need one day of rest a week. But it's hard.
Yeah. Today's day and age, I mean, even for the Christian community, they have churches, but still people are running all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we have just a few questions that we wrote down. You kind of already touched on a few of them,
Okay.
but
Whatever
we'll
you
just
want.
read them.
Just to go a little bit further back, you were explaining what the sukkah
Okay,
is
so
about.
the holiday of Sukkot is the festival of booths. The sukkah itself is a reminder of the huts that our ancestors lived in while wandering in the wilderness in the Sinai Desert after they came out from Egypt, from slavery. That's at least one of the explanations. In another way, it was probably a reminder of the huts that people lived in during the harvest time. When you had to go away to the fields, so you couldn't keep coming back and forth every day because it took too long. So you'd live in huts probably during the harvest as well. So we have for a week, we're told, in fact, you're supposed to dwell in them, but we don't do that so much, but people sit and eat in them.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, sit and eat. I know some people maybe one night will sleep in there.
And that's what we did last Wednesday, correct?
Remember we came in there, right? Remember we even sat down in there, that we had to do that, that's part of it, that you sit in the sukkah. So the kids now are in there too, and they're learning, and then part of it are these what's called the 4 species, the palm branch, the myrtle, the willow, and the citron. You hold them together, they represent, and there's all kinds of stories as to what they represent. Parts of the body, like for instance, the citron representing the heart, and the palm branch representing the spine, that you're supposed to, be good in all of these different areas, and the myrtle, the eyes, and the willow, the lips, that kind of thing, that you should speak well, have a kind heart, have a strong back, those kinds of things. It's symbolic in that way. 4 species that are held together representing 4 different kind of people, that we need all kinds of people in our community. But really, more than that, the species really represent nature.
Okay.
All right, and when you look at the hut that's outside, that's decorated, that has all the what's called schach, the greens that are in it, and you have the lulav, everything is oriented towards nature at this time of year. It's a fall harvest. It's the fall season. Here, it's not as much fall as, let's say, in the east, right? But still, it is a beautiful
It's
time of year.
representative.
Yes, it's also a holiday of Thanksgiving. Believe it or not, our ancient pilgrim ancestors were great readers of the Bible, and that meant for them as well the Old Testament, and they read about the Israelites giving thanks to God in the fall at the holiday of Sukkot. I thought that was a good idea, and therefore they started a holiday we call Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah, that's where it came from. They wanted to give thanks to God.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't until, I think, Abraham Lincoln who made it the Thursday, the 4th Thursday in November, or maybe it was even later. He established it as a national holiday, and I think later on they established it as the 4th Thursday, something like that. So that took time before that happened, but that there was a day of giving thanks in the fall started with the Pilgrims.
I had no idea.
And that's where it came from.
Wow.
That's where it came from.
Okay,
So that's obviously the holiday you're seeing now while we're talking.
Yeah.
There's holidays all year long.
How long does it last?
The holiday of Sukkot lasts 8 days in the diaspora, 9 days, in Israel 8 days. and it has a special 2 days in the beginning and 2 days at the end. So we're on the 6th day today, and we have one more tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday is more holiday, which is off from work holiday, and we finish our holiday there.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So going now to the interview questions. What is the history of Chaim? Has it always been a synagogue, or did it used to be a different building? And,
Oh,
how
no,
did
no.
it start?
Okay, it's 54 years old as a congregation. So 54 years ago, Thousand Oaks in the Canal Valley was a pretty remote area. There were a few people out here, but not a lot, and there were some Jews starting to move out here. And they got together. Eventually, they started meeting and became a synagogue, and they talked with the Methodist Church that's here. They actually sold us, I think, some of the land. We ended up sharing a parking lot.
Okay.
They had a little building that was more of a shack type of a building. And then about 30 years ago, they built this building that we're in here, the sanctuary, and the chapel, and the social
Is that
hall.
what it's called, the sanctuary?
Yeah, we went in the chapel the other night, the
Okay.
smaller chapel, but there's also a large sanctuary.
Okay.
And a social hall. So that building was built about 30 years ago, and then the school wing was built about 10, 12 years ago.
Oh, so it's fairly new.
Fairly new, yes.
It's big.
So the congregation itself is new. It's 54 years from the origin. A few years ago, we celebrated our 50th anniversary,
Okay.
which was a big deal. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
big deal. So it's always been a synagogue. You know, I have a friend who's a rabbi of a synagogue in the historic district of Philadelphia. So that's, you know, everything's a couple hundred years old there,
Yeah.
maybe more. In fact, he's in a synagogue that was once a church. At some point, they sold it to the synagogue and it became a synagogue. But when it was a church, John Adams went there. So there was
Wow.
a pew that John Adams used to sit.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
so that's really
A
awesome.
lot of history there.
Yeah.
So you were speaking a little bit about the school. What do you guys? What's the school?
So the school is our religious school and preschool. We have a preschool for children ages 18 months till 5 years old, even 6 years old, you know, when they're in preschool. And they come Monday through Friday. Some come, you know, they come more hours or less hours depending on their age, but they're coming to learn, you know, preschool like any preschool, plus some Judaism in their preschool. Jewish songs, Jewish holidays, customs, things like that. Then we have a religious school for those who go to public school or private school during the week. So they either come Sunday morning, or when they're in 3rd through 7th grade, they're coming Sunday and Tuesday, or Monday and Wednesday. They're coming 2 days a week. They learn Hebrew, they learn about Jewish holidays, they learn a little bit about Bible, they learn about Jewish customs, all kinds of things. And they train, and at the age of 13, a boy has a bar mitzvah, a girl has a bat mitzvah, or becomes bar mitzvah, becomes bat mitzvah, son of the commandment, daughter of the commandment. It's a big ceremony, a beautiful celebration here in our services. And so that's a big moment, a big culmination of their learning.
Yeah, I think we saw the other night the boy was practicing for it,
Yes,
and the girl already had it,
yes.
but she continues to still.
She likes to come, so she keeps coming, yes, which is nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think her mom was telling us that
Yes.
she loves it.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
The mom's the one who went to Kalu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was saying she's an alumni.
Yeah.
Do they learn Hebrew at the classes that they have here, or is
Yes,
it just?
but not fluent Hebrew. They learn how to read Hebrew.
Okay.
They're not fluent in speaking Hebrew. They're only coming 2 hours Sunday and 2 hours Tuesday, let's say, right now. Or 2 hours Monday, 2 hours Wednesday. 4 hours is not enough with everything they do, because they also have Israeli dancing, they also have singing, they have like
Okay.
going in and doing the Lulav and Etrog, that kind. They have so many different things they're doing. It's not enough twice a week to learn a language like that, you know, fluently.
Yeah.
But they learn some of it, and they learn a few words also.
And when they read from the Torah, I think
Right.
that's it.
The sacred scroll,
yeah.
yes.
Do they read it? They have to read it fluently, or
They have to read it well, yes.
Well.
They have to read it. It doesn't even have vowels in it, and
Yeah.
things like that, so they have to learn it. But that's memory work,
okay?
and they work on that.
So that's why they practice a lot.
Yes,
before.
that's special learning, yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. They can't just, even I can't just get up and read it. You have to learn it, study it.
Okay.
It looks hard.
Yeah,
It's
very hard.
intimidating.
It's very hard.
Okay, so how long have you been here?
I've been the rabbi here. This is my 15th year.
And how
I
did
started.
you like get started?
So obviously I'm a rabbi longer than 15 years.
Yeah.
So I've been a rabbi 38 years. I'm getting to be an old guy. So it started, I went to rabbinical school years ago in Philadelphia. And when I was ordained as a rabbi, you then have a placement service, and you go, and I got a job as an assistant rabbi first for a few years, learning from a experienced rabbi. And then I had a small congregation of my own in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
And I was there 8 years, and I was 10 years in San Antonio, Texas, at a big synagogue, and then ultimately ended up here.
Oh,
It's a big
so you've
difference.
been
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, I've been in different places. I actually grew up in Baltimore, so yes, I've been in the East Coast, the Midwest, the Southwest, and now the West Coast.
Do you like California the best?
Yes, I do. Who doesn't?
Everybody does.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Yeah.
It's so beautiful here. I
I
mean, the
know.
nature's beautiful, the weather's beautiful.
Except we don't really have seasons. We have summer
That's
and
true.
spring.
That's
basically.
true. This time of the year, I miss the East Coast. The
Yeah.
Northeast. It's
Mhm.
so beautiful there in the fall. But I don't miss it in November, December, January, February, March.
Yeah.
Half a year.
Yeah.
Most people say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Which service is the most meaningful or most entertaining for you personally?
You know, I like holiday services a lot, but of the weekly service, Saturday morning is.
Your favorite?
It's my favorite, yes, because it's a beautiful service, lots of prayers and lots of chanting and lots of singing, but also in the center part of that is the Torah reading. So we take out the Torah, as a lot of fanfare, it's a big procession and people kiss the Torah. We bring it back, we have either a discussion about the Torah portion or I talk about it, and then we read from the Torah, people do recite blessings. It's really a big deal, and I like that as the heart of our service on Saturday morning.
Oh, do you use that one that's in the case?
The one that's in the chapel.
Or no, it's like near the chapel? There's like a big case like
No, that's in the hallway,
Yeah.
in the lobby. That's that one from the Holocaust that was burned, and it's not really in great shape. It's there really
yeah.
as a reminder of the Holocaust.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But we have ones like that. We have ones that are like that are in the sanctuary.
Yeah. Because he was telling us, another man on Wednesday night, that he was telling us that the ink that they
Oh,
put
the
all
paper
by
and then the
hand
ink
and
on.
how the paper was made from animal skin, or
The parchment, yes.
very authentic.
Is
Yes.
that what a Torah is supposed to be made out of?
Yes. Out of kosher animal skin, it can be a calf, it can be a goat, it can be a sheep. And then it's handwritten by a scribe, so it takes about a year to write.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
only imagine.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a really big deal.
Yeah.
It's our most holy object.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So how do you get the community involved in all of your different services?
Well, that's the $90 million question, you know? I mean, that's a hard thing to do. I mean, people are involved on different levels. We have some people who only come high holidays. Our New Year, we just had Rosh Hashanah, the New Year, and Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. Those are our biggest attended holidays.
Oh,
Where
really?
the synagogue is packed, we open up the doors from the sanctuary, the social hall's open, maybe 1,000 people come.
Oh, wow.
Just like there are Christians who are C&Eers, right, who only come Christmas and Easter to church. C&Eers.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's what my minister friends taught me. So we have people who come only for high holidays. And then we have people who come all the time. So the idea is to try to get people inspired to come more and to be participating more. But it's not easy because
Yeah.
there's a lot of competition in our society today.
Yeah.
How do you guys reach out to them? Have you guys done like social media at all, or do you guys just keep I noticed you have a TV and an agenda outside.
That's just new. We just put that up.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It's very, very new. But we're trying to. We have a bulletin that goes out every month. That's actually still printed and it's mailed out. But we're online. We send out announcements every couple of days, you know, in terms of.
Oh, like email newsletters.
Yes,
Like that?
yes.
Okay.
Email blasts we call them. You know, they send
Email
out stuff.
blasts.
Email blasts. So we definitely do that. We have a website and we have all those things. You know, the synagogue even has a Facebook. So I'm not so well versed on all of that
Okay.
as your generation, but we have all of it.
Yeah.
You know, and we have that. So of course we try today.
Your website's really nice
Yeah.
and updated.
It was
Oh.
very user friendly.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
When you were on
Oh,
it.
good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know that.
I think it's one of the reasons why we chose to do this project here.
Mhm.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay.
This one, right? Do you hold or does the synagogue provide any other services besides the
I think we
church?
already kind of
you
went over
did,
that.
yeah.
The child services.
Child care
Yeah.
services.
Okay.
Um,
What space in the synagogue is most sacred to you and to the people?
There's no question. It's the sanctuary and the ark, and that's where the Torahs are housed, and that's where the prayer takes place. So that's the most holy place. The rest of the spaces that we have here are like a social hall. That's where the party takes place. Or you have an office like this. That's where you can meet. So we have all kinds of other spaces. We have classrooms, but the most sacred space is the sanctuary.
Is there any sacred objects
Yes.
that are more sacred than others?
The Torah is absolutely the most sacred object. The scroll
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you're told if you drop a Torah to the ground, you have to fast for 40 days.
Oh.
So,
That's
is
a
that
minor
possible?
fast. You can eat at night, but you're supposed to fast during the day.
Oh my
So you
gosh.
don't drop it.
No
in the
one
ground.
will drop
No,
it.
no.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think if it really happened, you'd have 40 people fast a day. But you know, it's still you're kind of you're taught when you're a little child that you don't take it lightly. You don't drop it.
Mhm. What about symbols? Do you have sacred symbols
Yes.
that are here?
For sure. If we were in the sanctuary, I could show you better. But you know, if you want to walk in there afterwards.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Okay.
Are we allowed to bring that in the sanctuary?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that would be so awesome.
Yeah, we'll go in and I'll show you some of the symbols.
That would be
Okay,
exciting.
awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a symbolic reason or meaning behind the layout of the synagogue? The way,
Like the
construction?
The only thing I would say is that traditionally, and we have to go into the sanctuary again, the sanctuary faces, the worshiper's face points east because we pray towards Jerusalem.
Oh.
All right, so,
Interesting.
yeah.
Oh, I remember at the other day at the chapel how they were. I think it was a group of ladies that got into the circle by the candles,
Yeah.
and then they
Yes.
were facing that.
Well, no, they were around the candles,
Oh,
but,
okay.
but in terms of our prayer itself, we face Jerusalem. And you asked if there's in terms of the building,
Mhm.
that's the main symbolic significance of the layout.
Okay. That's usually what it is. Okay, are there places in the synagogue that are off limits to certain people? Like
No.
only where you can go,
No.
not like the
No, it's
the
really
non-member?
quite different. I mean, when there was the temple in ancient days, there were places that only the priests could go and the high priest could go. But in terms of a synagogue, a rabbi is a teacher. A rabbi doesn't count more than somebody else. So
Okay.
for let me give you an example. For instance, it takes to have a what's called a minyan, a full service. You need a quorum. It's 10. For the Orthodox, it's 10 men. For a conservative reform, it's 10 adults. That's what the Bar Mitzvah signifies. So it could be men and women. You need
Oh.
10. So I always tell people it takes 10 Jewish adults to have a minyan. 9 rabbis don't make a minyan, don't make a quorum.
Oh, really?
Whereas when I was a young rabbi and I was in Michigan, and I used to go to a VA hospital there, and I would meet with the ministers and priests and talk to them. There was a Greek Orthodox priest who came a couple days a week to visit also, and he was from Benton Harbor, Michigan, and he had a church there, and I was going on vacation, and he says to me, "So what are you going to do on vacation? Or what's your temple going to do when you're away?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Well, there's people who know how to read Torah, there's people who can lead the service, they'll just lead it." I said, "Why? What does your church do when you're away?" He said, "They close, they shut the door."
No way.
Because they're not allowed to have services because only the certain times, only the priest can give communion and things like that, or whatever it is. So in Judaism, the rabbi doesn't have rights above the others. The rabbi is just supposed to be learned, study, and know things.
Okay.
But you're not. So there's not places that only a rabbi can go. There are places that only I go because, like I have my own parking spot out there, right?
Mhm.
But that's not for holiness reasons. That's just so the rabbi can have a parking spot.
Yeah, we saw it's pretty full with.
Yeah, this is the
over
bingo
50
volunteers.
families, yeah.
In the different levels. And does it have, this being a conservative, does that have to do with everybody being equal?
Yes.
In Orthodox?
Yes, in the Orthodox, the men and women are separate. They call it separate but equal, but it's really separate. So the men sit in one section, the women in another. There, the women can't go up on the pulpit. The women can't lead. We have, in the conservative movement, women rabbis, women cantors. It's fully egalitarian.
What's a cantor?
A cantor is one who sings.
That one.
Remember we met
Pablo?
him?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
yes,
him?
yes.
He's great.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he has a beautiful voice. So
Yeah.
he's our cantor here,
Okay.
all right?
And then it's Orthodox conservative.
Yeah, so the Orthodox is the most fundamentalist. If the ancient law said whatever it is, that's what they go by. And there's no change in their minds. There has been some change over time, but they don't acknowledge change.
Okay.
So the men and women are separate. The women, you can't say, well, you know what, that was long ago, we want the women to participate. They don't do that. It says in the Talmud, the man's not supposed to hear the voice of a woman singing, so they can't have a woman singing cantor, right? Nonsense like that.
Yeah.
Okay? So in the conservative movement, there's been more change. It's tradition and change. And the reform movement is like the danger there's throwing out the baby with the bathwater, but they're up to change. So the difference is, now on the other side, the plus to the Orthodox movement is they have the most fervent. Their people come to synagogue all the time. They're very fervent. They're true believers. They really care.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas our people in the Reform, a lot of them are assimilated and they come when they come, but it's not the same fire inside of them.
Yeah.
Just like in Christianity, the evangelicals they bring more fire than some of the mainline Protestants.
Yes. Okay. All right. Are there any myths or rituals that are commonly practiced or told here?
Well, myths in terms of stories of the Torah for sure, the creation story, the story of Noah, you know, just in the Bible, the book of Jonah, which we read on Yom Kippur, you know, and Jonah and the whale. There's all kinds of things like that. There's all kinds of rituals that we have, but they're all hard to explain just in a vacuum. But for instance, men wear prayer shawls during the morning services, you know, like every Saturday morning in services and other times. On the weekday mornings, they wear this phylactery, the black straps that go around your arms. And also now women wear the prayer shawl, so it's not just men. It used to be men, but now the women do, as we've become more open and equal.
Does that mean something specific?
The prayer shawl is because there's fringes on the corner that add up to 613, the knots to add up to the 613 of the commandments that we are to observe from the Torah.
Oh, wow. There's so much more to it then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Than I knew, obviously. Okay, so I think that kind of wraps it up. Is there anything else that
Well,
we
let's
should
go.
know?
Let's go in the sanctuary, and I'll show you some of the symbols.
That's great. We would love
Okay.
that. I love all these pictures.
Right. So these are just nice pictures.
Oh, we also wanted to ask you something. I'll show you when we go out the door. What do these little things on the door mean? Oh, yeah.
Yes, so that's also symbols. Hello. That's called a mezuzah.
I'm going to see. It's called a...
Mezuzah. Let me see if I can find one that's more noticeable. Okay, but you got that. So the mezuzah goes on the doorpost and has inside a scroll of our most sacred words. That tells hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. And then it says, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And you shall diligently teach these words to your children. And those kind of things it says. And then it says that you shall put them on the doorposts of your home to open your gates. So from that, we have that scroll inside of here. And this is placed on doorposts everywhere, synagogue, homes, etc.
Okay.
You can find the Jewish home, that's how you'll know it's about mezuzah. Yeah. Hello. Hello, Super Mom.
How do we say my coffee?
Open bar. And so did I get a shot? It's not open at the moment. Hello. Hi there.
Hi.
We have some wonderful students from Cal Lutheran University.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm going to walk you around. So you're not
Okay, do you
getting
want to get
a shot.
closer?
Yeah, unfortunately, because the screen is down for the bingo, I'll take you back into the chapel again, but I want to show you. Come on, look in here. By the way, so here's some symbols. Here's a tree. We're temple Eitz Chaim, which means tree of life. And we're told the Torah is a tree of life. So those are things, just like a tree gives sustenance, it gives us food and meat. So too, the Torah gives us spiritual sustenance so that we can live. Over here, you'll see also the tree. You see the Lion of Judah. Now here, come on over here. The problem is it's hard to photography, but you're going to have to do the best you can. Right? Normally, we have services, obviously, this is up, the screen. But just putting it here because what's going on is so much non-service, like with the bingo.
Oh.
All right, here's our ark, which has the 10 Commandments on it. Above it is a 6-pointed Jewish star. Above that, you see the blue light? That's eternal light that goes all the time. So when all the lights are out in here, that's going. We like to say when you have faith, there's never complete darkness. Our eternal light is solar powered, which is a nice little extra thing.
That's awesome.
That is
There's
nice.
Hebrew letters on here of different kinds. There's symbols of the 12 tribes that you have there. Here's the produce from the land of Israel that's talked about in the Bible. Now this is a little unusual because usually we have either white or red, but I have one, a Torah was brought in here today. So this is the way that the scrolls look during the year. This is the way they look during our high holidays. We use white colors.
Okay.
The rest of the year we use colorful ones.
What's that crown?
The crown is because we have no king, only God is our king, we have no earthly king, and the Torah, therefore symbolic of God's law, we put a crown on it.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
And
Here's the breastplate. Look, the pillars like from the temple. Here's the crown also. Here's the lion again of Judah.
Are these all Torahs?
Yes, they're all Torahs. Well, this one's half Torah, it's a prophetic one. So yes, they're basically all Torahs.
Wow. That's really neat.
This one is actually from another synagogue. The bat mitzvah this week, was dedicated for her great grandparents, so they borrowed it to bring here
Oh,
to use just for this weekend. That's why it was put in. And this is ready for the weekend. The other Torah covers haven't even changed. So it's a little unusual. You would not see it like this. I'm just telling you.
oh, so it'd normally be all white?
It would be all white or it would be all colored.
Okay. But it's the high holidays.
It's the high holidays, so they're all white, and this one is borrowed.
Yeah,
They brought it
right.
with this cover.
Got it.
All right.
and is this one always lit as well?
No, this only lights up because we open the doors.
Oh, okay.
If I close the doors, it goes off.
That's handy. Cool. Whoa.
How's that? Isn't that something?
That is really great. And I like your stained glass.
Yeah. So stained glass. So I mean, so when it comes to design, like even this whole front here, that's optional. In other words, that's what people, like just like in a church, you decide what kind of stained glass you'll have or what you'll have. The Torah, the ark, that's what you have to have. Just like in a church, you'd have to have a cross in the front, right? So in a synagogue, you have sanctuary, you have an ark with the Torah in it. You don't have to have as many Torahs as we have. Actually, not all of ours are in great shape, so we really can't use all of them. But they fill a spot there. I want to note for you, memorial plaques, when people die, people put up plaques of their loved ones. On the anniversary of their death, there's a bulb that gets lit up next to the name.
That's nice. Is there a certain meaning for the way that the light is shining in here?
What one?
The light from the stained glass.
No, so stained glass, I'll put it on. Hold on a second. I'm going to put it on for you. You'll see, it's just for beauty.
Oh, it's not outside? That one is, yeah.
I love an American flag.
Is there a flag on the other side too?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! That is pretty. Is there a story on here? A specific story? It looks like this is
That's a 7-branch candelabra, which is the ancient Jewish symbol. The 9-branch one is Hanukkah, right? That's what everybody knows. The 7-branch one goes back 3,000 years in Judaism, right? You know, 7 is a big number, 7 days of the week, 7, you know, all that. But that goes back to temple days, the 7-branch candelabra. So that's what that is.
is it lit up during services?
Yes. Yes.
Does that one go outside? Or is that one lit up?
No, that one's from outside. You're right. That's from outside. That one over there is lit up on the other side.
Okay.
Two on the side are lit up by lights, and the two in there are lit up by outdoor light.
Okay.
The ones that are in there.
Yeah. Those are pretty.
Yeah. They're all similar.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay here. I'm going to take you. Let me just get off the flight. I'm going to take you into the.
I know. This is pretty cool. There's
There's an American
flags on each side. There's American?
The American flag.
And the Jewish.
Jewish flag.
Let's go back. I'm going to take you into the chapel because then I can show you a little bit more.
The chapel is pretty.
And I can talk more about symbols. They better all know the name.
They're all like, I know.
So I want to show you. Let me see how long it's going to be, but I think I wanted to show you only because the symbols are there. There's biblical stories on there.
Oh, okay.
In this one, but they're using it right now. So this is the Holocaust Memorial here.
We looked at this last time. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
How did you guys? Oh, it was donated, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This was put together by the Wayne family.
Have they been here for a long time?
Yes. She grew up. The woman grew up here, so she's probably been here 35 or 40 years or something.
Since almost the beginning.
Yes. Now this is also, you asked about the scroll, okay?
Yeah.
So this is a burn one, because the Nazis burned a lot of things. They went in the synagogue, like in Kristallnacht, 1938, they went and burned synagogues. So some of these scrolls were found, some of them have been repaired, some of them couldn't be. So here it's put up, this was the original kind of Holocaust memorial here, and then they added that other one here.
Okay. What is this up here?
Those are names of concentration camps. Yeah. These are names of individuals that I think were connected to synagogue members who died in the Holocaust. But these are various concentration camps.
Yeah, I've been to Dachau.
I was too.
You went there too?
Yeah.
There's not.
I was also at Friedrichstadt this summer. We did a trip, a Jewish heritage tour to Eastern Europe and Czech Republic. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think the most common one is Auschwitz, right?
Auschwitz was the most people were killed. That was one of the worst.
That's the one you hear about.
Yes, Auschwitz, Birkenau, that's the death camp. I mean, it was terrible. I heard that's blows were right.
Yeah. Sad subject.
So how do you think we did, folks? Are we doing pretty good?
Great. You're
Yeah.
letting us know more than we even thought of.
Right?
That.
In their will, or they give, endowment, money that will go towards an endowment.
Oh, there's only a few?
There's only a few because we just put it up a couple of years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We came at a great time. The TV's in.
Yes.
So
the
updated.
TV's only up a couple of weeks.
I know. We just came here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were lucky. The lucky ones.
I looked at the beautiful items in the gift shop. I'm sorry that that's not open.
Usually when is this gift shop open?
I think it's open for in the afternoon when religious school's going, but I think it closes at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, every time we come, it's closed.
It's not open that much.
And I also noticed you guys have like a lot of like sections in here of like where you guys keep the donuts, and then I think it says food of manna. What is that?
Food of Manna is that's a food bank
Okay.
for feeding the hungry.
Okay.
So people put the food in there, and then they collect it, they give it to them, and they have it. People come and eat food. That's what that is. So that's just a continuous effort. On our Day of Atonement, which is a fast day, Yom Kippur, we have a big special effort. The youth group collects. Everybody brings in bags full of food and collect it and give it to the manna. But this is ongoing.
Okay.
That people can bring it in.
When is Yom Kippur?
That was just.
Recently?
Yes. It was a week ago Saturday.
Oh.
10 days ago.
So it's been busy around here.
It's been really busy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we came during a good time?
We came during a busy time.
Very
Well, it was nice that you got to see the kids in the sukkah.
Yeah, that was
You
awesome.
come next week, that sukkah's not even going to be up.
I know.
Yeah.
You take it down in a couple of days, 2
Yes.
days?
2 days, right?
Yeah. We had a sukkah at CLU during the weekend.
Did you have one yet? Did you
Yeah,
put it up?
mhm,
Do you know
yeah.
Bell? Rabbi Bell?
Yes, Rabbi Bell.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Her.
Her? Dang it. Yeah, I don't know her.
I
Yeah.
can tell. You know her.
We've met a couple times,
Right.
yeah.
She's very nice. She's good. She's a part-time Jewish chaplain on campus.
Oh.
And she's, trying to get Hillel going. They're actually trying to make an effort for Jewish students on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had last year the president of the university came and spoke at our synagogue, plus a couple of faculty members at the time on Friday nights. It was great.
That is great.
Like that.
That is great.
Our own Sophie is the president of the region. How's that?
That is awesome.
What would you like to tell students at Cal Lutheran about our temple?
It's incredible. We have an awesome community here and great leaders and great people.
Awesome.
She's the first regional president from our temple for the youth group in 20 years.
Wow.
Exciting.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks. this bench. Is that him?
That's a few years old. Maybe that's one of those social programs.
Hi there, Rabbi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to see you.
Yeah, people made that.
That
People
is
made
so
that.
pretty.
Celebrating 50 years, so about 4 or 5 years ago they made it.
Oh yeah, you said you had your 50
And we
year.
made it, we were gonna put it outside, but we put it here for a while. Everybody, we need a place to sit. We didn't have places to sit. So we have this, and then we put a couple benches outside, and now it's nicer.
It's perfect because when we came to visit, we waited on this bench.
Yeah, well, that's what it's for. Yeah, you need the outfits. If you
I know, and it's a nice bench.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of stuff.
A lot of information.
Where are you from? Where do you live? You live here, both.
Yeah.
I live in Oxford.
Are you still living up or you live?
I'm